Good morning, kiddos. Gosh, it's been a quick and fast year, right? It's June, and you guys are all going to be going uh, to take a break in the next few weeks. Some of you guys may be taking a trip. Most of you guys are going to be working. You may have internships, but nevertheless, we're all going to be taking a bit of a break over the next few weeks. Before we do, um, we really need to decide on whether you're going to be doing HL or SL. So I'm going to break this down this morning to make this maybe a slightly easier process for you to make a decision and explain some of the differences between HL and SL in your courses, specifically for biology, of course, but you may think about this and for other classes as well. So I've got an attached document. It's in the folder, or it's going to be in a moment. Some of you guys have already taken or read this document and then taken the survey because I sent it to you guys to remind. Still warrants a moment of your time to listen to what I'm about to explain. So a lot of people have been asking, through Remind, hey, well, why is I've noticed the hours, there's some differences in hours for HL and SL. So let me just bring that up first. So if you look at it, that's what these teaching hours say here, right? SL, HL, that all have the core. At the very bottom, it gives you the total. So 150 hours for SL and 240 for HL. Typically, SL is taught in 1 year. So what we've done so far, though, is we have we've already had the unit over cellular biology, molecular biology, genetics. We have not done ecology. We have had evolution and biodiversity, and then human physiology. We have not done either. So we should have had 6 units. We had 5. I took I took cellular biology and I broke it into 2 units. So we weren't able to get it all done in 1 year online. Our classes were 70 minutes, and on all actuality, it's probably more like an hour. So this would have been like having 150 classes, and we did not have 150 classes this year. Um, if you were to do it in an hour, typically, classes are an hour and a half, right? So 40 hours of work would be about 25 class periods. And we just didn't get that much time this year. But nevertheless, usually you do SL in a single year. HL is done in 1 year. There is additional higher level units. So what it is essentially is you go deeper. So nucleic acids, you teach those in an additional 6 class periods. You cover, it's a little more in depth. Those are the things that I avoided and I did not include in genetics. So in this next second year, we're going to have about 2 to 3 weeks where we go into genetics again. I review a little bit here, but I go deeper into the structure essentially of nucleic acids. Metabolism, cellular respiration, and photosynthesis, that's an additional 14 hours. I will definitely go back and do this. We're going to run some labs so you understand this more in depth. Some of you guys are doing metabolism and respiration with for your IAs. I really don't feel comfortable with you guys doing that without having a little more instruction. So I'm going to start here when we come back with ecology, because ecology is also going to be our option, which I'll talk about in a moment. And then genetics and evolution, that gets a little deeper. It's not that much deeper. It's an additional 8 hours of instruction. And then animal physiology is an additional 16 hours of instruction. So about 12 class periods. What the plan for me is, being that we weren't able to get all of this in done in a year, is we do have an option. And so we're going to come back with our option. That's our option is going to be ecology and conservation, all exams on paper 3. And I'll go back and show you paper 3. There's paper 1, 2, and 3. Paper 1 is all the multiple choice of all the units. Paper 2 is open response for all the units. And then paper 3 you'll have 4 different options on that paper. And if you go to the library, you'll see, you can open paper 3, you can see there's choices on what you do. You don't answer everything on there, you just handle parts of it. And on that paper, that's going to be our option. So that is a little more in depth, and we haven't done any ecology at all. So ecology here is 12 hours plus 25 hours. That's 37 hours. Let's just round up and say that's going to be almost 40 hours. That's about 25 class periods. So that's going to be long. That's going to be about 10 weeks for just ecology and conservation. And then we have human physiology, which I will wrap in animal physiology in that at the same time. So both of those are going to take about a semester and a quarter. So about an entire semester and then an additional, I don't know, probably 3 to 4 weeks of another quarter. So we're only going to have 2 units going into the the fall for this this fall. So you're only going to have 1 exam each quarter. That's going to be it. So you're going to have to really do well on those exams because they're going to be long. Also, when we come back in the spring, we'll be again, and I'm going to wrap in metabolism into the ecology because that's a natural way to to bring that in. So photosynthesis and respiration are fundamental to ecology. They're fundamental to organisms. The food chain starts with photosynthesis. So I'll wrap that in there as well. It's going to be in this fall, we will probably have very little else other than having ecology and conservation in the fall. And then we'll start animal physiology and human physiology before we leave for Christmas, finish it when we come back, and then we will, use these other topics to review, in this case, going over nucleic acid genetics and things. You're going to have everything taken care of. It's just that whenever you think about HL and SL, HL is much more in depth, and that's really the biggest difference. So your tests are going to be more in depth. Everybody is going to be co-seated, so you're going to have the instruction anyway. You still have a choice on what you're going to do. If you do take the SL test, you're just going to be over-taught for the SL test. You should do really well on it. HL is something that you should consider, being that you're going to have it all taught anyway, and you do have 3 courses that you have to take that are HL. I can assure you that you're going to be prepared. If you put in the effort, you will be prepared for the HL test. And there's no doubt about it. I gave a release exam last year. Of the people that took HL, that opted for the HL practice exam, about a quarter of those students made a 6 or higher. And remember the scale, I think it was 26% got a 6 or higher. So that we're talking, from a 1 to a 7. And so that's a very strong score. Students were getting essentially 80%. That's a really solid score. So I'm very confident that if you're swinging for the fences, that you guys are coming in to hit a home run, that you can do this. So you'll have to make some decisions today. I'll take attendance from the use of this document here that surveys what you're going to sign up for. And you guys, can sign up for either one. It's totally your choice. If you do not sign up today, then I'm going to submit that you're going to be HL. You could potentially change it next fall, but I don't know. The reason I would sign you up for HL is I do feel like that I structure the course in a way, especially that will be in person, that you're going to be able to do well on it. And all you have to do is just type your name. It's really simple. You just come in here and say, I want to, well, I guess I can't. There we go. You just type your name here and then put SL or HL next to it. I've also had some questions on how much college credit do you get for it? Well, that all depends on your university. You need to look at your university's, they'll have a course guide and an AP IB course equivalency. You can look up that particular um, document there at the university that you're applying to, and they'll tell you how much credit you're going to get for it. You typically have to score higher on SL to get college credit than you would HL, and you can score a little lower on an HL test and get college credit. I also know, for instance, with Blake's school at A&M, in order to get 8 hours of college credit, which means that's a full year of biology, 2 courses of biology with labs on each of those, that they don't offer that for SL. You have to take HL to get that. So also look and see what are the course requirements for your major. Some majors require 2 sciences, 1 science. Sometimes if you're a math or science major, then of course you're going to have probably, somewhere around 10 to 15 sciences, depending on what your major is. And so this could be a way to save you money as well. So think about it carefully on what your choice is going to be. And when you get off of this call, don't immediately say, hey, I'm going to go check this out. If you want to change something and you want to come in here and amend an answer, you can. And if you, for whatever reason, you can't, you can send me a text on Remind, say, I've changed my mind. I want to do HL or SL. And I'll make that adjustment. I will not submit this until tomorrow. I have a meeting tomorrow about who's going to be HL or SL. So you've got some time to do that today. Also, if you would like to, call me and ask me some questions about it, I'm available. It's 817-714-2886. I do not have everybody's phone number, so it's really nice that if you would text me, you text your name. Hey, this is Humaflachi. I'd like to talk to you about HLSL, and then I'll see it. I'll add your name to my list, and then I'll call you back, and then we can talk. So it's cool to send a text first. Otherwise, I think you're trying to sell me a warranty on the car. I get a lot of weird phone calls from people. Anyway, I hope you guys slept in today and you got plenty of that baby sleep after playing in the streets all night. And you guys have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you after a while. Be good. Bye-bye.